My boyfriend dumped me in a restaurant, left me the bill, and said, "Be grateful I dated you." I waited. 13 calls later, his lies ruined his career. I'd been with Tyler for 18 months. We met through mutual friends at a concert, one of those outdoor summer festivals where everyone's sweaty and happy and the music's too loud to have real conversations. He seemed different back then, more genuine. We bonded over terrible band merchandise and overpriced beer. For the first year, things were actually pretty great. Normal couple stuff, weekend trips, inside jokes, that whole routine. Last Tuesday started like any other day. I was finishing my shift at the coffee shop, dealing with the usual parade of complicated orders and impatient customers, when Tyler texted, "Dinner tonight? That new steakhouse downtown? 7 p.m. Got something to celebrate?" I was excited, honestly. He'd been stressed about work lately, so this felt like a good sign. I showed up right at 7, wearing the blue dress he'd once said he liked. The restaurant was one of those places with dim lighting and cloth napkins, definitely fancier than our usual spots. Tyler was already there, sitting at a corner table with his back to the wall. What struck me immediately was that he'd already ordered appetizers spread across the table, calamari, stuffed mushrooms, and 2 glasses of whiskey sitting in front of him. Not wine, whiskey. He knew I didn't drink whiskey. When I sat down, he barely acknowledged me. Just a quick nod, eyes glued to his phone, thumbs moving rapidly across the screen. I tried making conversation, asking about his day, commenting on the restaurant, one-word answers. The appetizers sat there getting cold while he typed away. Finally, he put the phone down and launched into this speech about his career. How he'd just been promoted to regional manager, how the company was giving him a car allowance, how he'd be traveling to the corporate office in Chicago quarterly. He was animated in a way I hadn't seen in months, gesturing with his hands, that confident smile on his face. I was genuinely happy for him, congratulating him, asking questions about the new role. Then his whole demeanor shifted. The smile vanished. He leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, and said, "This is actually why I wanted to meet tonight. This promotion, it's making me realize something. I'm moving up in life, building a real career, and you're still working at that coffee shop, still living with a roommate, still driving that same beat-up Honda." My stomach dropped. I tried to respond, but he kept going. "I need someone who matches my level, you know? Someone ambitious, someone who gets what it takes to succeed." The table next to us had gone quiet. I could feel them listening. Before I could even process what was happening, Tyler stood up, pulled out his wallet, and tossed 2 $20 bills on the table. Then he said it, loud enough that half the restaurant could hear, "A girl like you should be grateful I even gave you a chance. Most guys wouldn't have bothered." He walked out, just like that. Left me sitting there, face burning, eyes stinging, while strangers pretended not to stare. The server appeared moments later with the check, clearly uncomfortable. $187. His $40 didn't even cover the appetizers he'd ordered before I arrived. I paid it on my credit card, the one I'd been trying to pay down for months, signed the receipt with shaking hands, walked to my car in a daze, and somehow made it home without completely breaking down. Sarah, my roommate, was in the kitchen making tea when I stumbled through the door. She took one look at my face and immediately pulled me into a hug. I told her everything, the whole humiliating story, while she listened with this increasingly weird expression. When I mentioned Tyler's big promotion and his company name, she froze. "Wait, he works at Meridian Solutions, the consulting firm?" I nodded. She pulled out her phone. "My brother Greg works there. He's been there for like 5 years. She was already calling him, putting it on speaker. Greg answered on the second ring. Sarah explained the situation, asked if he knew Tyler Davidson, asked about any recent promotions in the regional management track. There was a long pause on the other end of the line. Then Greg started laughing, but not in a funny way, more like disbelief. "Tyler? Regional manager? Sarah, Tyler got fired last Friday. Security walked him out. He'd been falsifying client reports, padding his hours. Apparently it had been going on for months. HR did a whole investigation." The room spun. Everything clicked into place. The expensive dinner he ordered before I arrived, the desperate need to feel important, the cruel breakup designed to make him feel powerful when everything else was falling apart. My phone started buzzing the next morning at 6:30. 13 missed calls from Tyler, followed by a string of increasingly desperate texts begging me to send him money because his unemployment claim was still processing and he couldn't make rent. I screenshot every single message and blocked his number.